This was our final week of our series, Alter Ego, where we looked at seeking for approval. Whose approval are we really living for? So often we live for the approval of our spouse or our friends or just a coach or a teacher or someone around us. And sometimes we live for approval of people that don't necessarily have our best interest. Sometimes they're the outsiders. And so sometimes we live that fine line of idolatry, seeking to impress someone else when God says, I'm right here. And God wants us to be His number one, that we've made it as His workmanship, as His craftsmanship, that to be light of this world. And so, for so often, we get lost and discarded into this world of what it means to be approved. And so sometimes that changes the way that we live, whether it's our language or our clothes or our activities, whatever those things are. We'll sacrifice ourselves in order to fit in, to have approval. Sometimes we just don't trust ourselves and we don't have enough confidence in ourselves. That's why a lot of times when we get into groups, no one will talk because they don't want to say the wrong answer or be laughed at. Sometimes we're afraid to post things online because we're seeking other people's approval. Or sometimes we post things that we shouldn't have because we're trying to seek approval. Approval is so hard because we're always trying to earn it. But when we come in Christ, He says, you don't have to earn it. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you my approval. I'm giving you my grace. What are we going to do with it? And as we look at becoming the best version of who we can be, as we try to mold ourselves into Christ's image, that's where we decide that we have to let go of who we are and what we think others will think of us, truly to live out the gospel. Because so often the things that are holding us back from having a conversation, leading someone to Christ, is wondering what they're going to think by us starting that conversation. But no longer can we live in that way. And so we challenge our students this week to let go of those assumptions, let go of that seeking of approval from others, and focus on who God's called them and created them to be. What a great challenge that is for all of us. So I challenge you as a family to take time to look over the discussion questions and ask yourself those questions. Whose approval do we live for? And is it really worthy to follow after Christ? Is it helping me in my walk? Does it help me grow? Or is this just an idol that's pulling me away? Have a blessed week.